Hey guys, welcome to this edition of Tower Talk TV. We've got a fantastic episode. We talked to pro redfish angler Mr. Chuck Mckinny of HPP Props, holeshot performance props, and to stopping by the Tower Talk TV studios for this episode.
Watch this channel to catch more fish because you will see
the world-class boat builders, rod builders, reel builders, lure companies, tournament anglers, and fishing guides. Let us know if you have any suggestions in the comments section below. And please hit the like and subscribe button.
We're about 11 inches right here.
That's right, guys. We got Mr. Pro Redfish Angler Chuck Mckinny to take a little time out of his busy schedule and stop by our Tower Talk TV studio to talk to us about holeshot performance props. If you're into fishing, there's all kinds of stuff that affects the water level. You could be fishing out in the bay system and the water can drop like that, and the next thing you know, you're stuck. Well, Mr. Chuck McKinney's come up with a special propeller that's like four-wheel drive for your boat. Stick around for this episode of Tower Talk TV to learn more about this special prop.
Back in many days ago, I purchased a boat and decided that I couldn't afford to change out that old Honda. So I started playing with products and started playing with different props, welding them together, doing some stuff, just to achieve holeshot that would make that Honda work. After a lot of trial and error, we came up with a product that would work on just about every boat. This product started in like 2010. I changed everything about 2015, 16 timeframe. One of the things that's nice about this is it has a positive alignment system. This is the forward prop. These lugs on this forward prop lock into the lugs on the aft prop. You can see those lugs. Those lugs are designed to actually drive the forward prop. The other piece of this, for alignment purposes, the only way we could align it was align the aft prop to the prop shaft, and it reduced a lot of run out. The other part that's nice about it, and you'll be able to see this in some of the pictures afterwards, is this hub is designed to accept a square hub. Commonly sold by Rubex, Solus Rubex hub. You can get this through the Turning Point hub. Mercury makes multiple hubs for the square hubs. Pretty much if there's an outboard out there, this prop will accept hubs for all of those outboards. And there's no adjustments to the shafts, and there's no need to do anything other than put the hub kit in, tighten it up, and go play. A lot of guys like me run this every day. Most of our customers run these every day. There's a lot of tournament guys out here that like to run a faster prop, get to the location on tournament day, swap, fish my prop all day, swap back and run home. Most of the times the guys that are good at it, it's about a 5-minute swap.
HPP, baby.
We call them holeshot props for a reason. When you hit the throttle, the stern basically starts to rise as soon as you start going into it. And because of the way the prop is designed, it lifts the stern and gets out up off the bottom really quick. When these things start to wear, you don't lose much in the way of performance, and you keep everything else, all the benefits. One of the things that's nice about this prop is because it's an over the hub system, when I get ready to throw it in reverse and back up, I'm not backing through my exhaust. So when I need some dock manners around the dock, this prop will back up like crazy when combined with the forward prop. So when you have these two together, there is so much blade surface here that we're getting just massive amounts of stern lift. In some of our designs, we increase the rake to tame that stern lift out. And some of our new stuff that's coming out, we will have reduced the rake on that prop to achieve additional stern lift for these tunnel holes. These smaller boats, we're actually designing a prop right now that'll fit from a 90 to a 150. So it'll be a lighter barrel, lighter blades for a lighter setup. And by doing that and adding the additional, the reduced rake, we can throw that water laterally or kind of perpendicular to the path versus straight behind the boat. If you're shooting it straight behind the boat with a lot of rake, it's like a squirt boat, like a jet boat. So you can lift the bow. If you're shooting it laterally in every direction with a very low rake situation, then you're able to lift that stern because of the difference in pressure above and below the prop and the direction the water's operating. You can actually lift that boat with that reduced rake and that pressures of the water coming off the prop. That being said, the nice thing about reverse is anytime you need reverse, whether you're in soft mud or around the ramp, that reverse is always there. These props are, when set up, machined the way we're operating them right now, if you set a max 5 right next to it and set this prop side by side and you weigh those two props, there's less than a half a pound's difference in mass. They literally work to do the things that people want to do when they're operating in shallow water.
That is an 18-inch HPP. And I tell you what, if you want to spend a little bit of money to make the performance of your boat get into skinny water, that's the thing right there. I can have this boat sitting on the bottom and I can still jump up with that prop.
The nice thing is, remember we talked about durability. This thing's way more durable than other props. The reason it's way more durable than other props is twofold. One, we're using a 15.5 stainless, which makes it very hard. The other part is when you hit that throttle and that stern comes up, you don't have any time on the bottom. Less time on the bottom, less wear. So by operating in a way where nothing's touching the bottom and you just ease into that throttle, let that tunnel fill up and then go, when you do those things, these props really work. So let's talk about that part of it. If you're running a tunnel hull or a cat hull and you're operating in a foot or so or less of water, if you can put that prop in gear, put that motor in gear and start easing forward and slowly build your speed and listen to the way the motor sounds and the way and you'll notice it when it starts to clean up. So as you pull forward, that tunnel starts to fill up. And if you let that tunnel fill up before you start giving it throttle, you're gonna have much better hole shots. And by doing that, you're gonna protect the bottom, you're gonna protect your boat, you're not gonna be banging your gear case on the bottom or your prop on the bottom, all those things. Normally what we do with our customers, we got a big bunch of guys out there running these. A lot of the tournament guys are running these. They're running the props that they can plane slow and not have it fail on them. Durability is what we care about when we're fishing, when we're scouting. We don't care about speed, we want durability. And these deliver the durability and the control operating in shallow water. Now I'm saying, a couple of feet of water cruising the marsh. You can go in 18 inches of water, 2 foot of water cruising the marsh. And in some cases, smaller boats and even bigger boats, 10 to 12 mile an hour planing speed. The other thing that's neat is when you run this prop and you're planing at 10 or 12 and you're trying to see how slow you can go, many of you guys have probably already experienced this. When you're backing out and trying to get your low planing speed and you go just one skosh too far, it starts blowing out and you got to set down and start over. With this one, you can just start incrementally bumping the throttle just slowly and listen, and it'll catch right back up and you will never set back down. You can back out of it, go slow. If you want it to hook back up, you can go.
Sitting on the bottom. What do you think about that HPP prop?
Sitting on the bottom and lead. It saved me a bunch of times. Oh yeah.
And we're fishing a tournament right now. Having that HPP prop, we were able to get up and take off. If we didn't have that prop, we'd still be sitting there for a good while.
Because if you notice, these blades are in line. If you can turn a little bit, you can expose that aft blade to more water coming from your tunnel. So a lot of times what you want to do is you want to get it started forward, fill that tunnel, and then turn it 30 or 40 degrees to the side so you can expose that aft blade, and it'll give you even more hole shot. Just depends on what you're trying to accomplish. But being able to turn these blades and expose that aft blade sometimes is a big benefit. Any hub kit out there that fits a square hub that goes into a Mercury Bravo 1 or any of these other square hub props that are out there, except the Evan Ridge square hub prop's a little different, but every other thing out there that's built, these hub kits are commercially available and you can make it work. This prop specifically is a 14 diameter that I cut down to fit my little boat so it would fit my cab plate and actually fit on my motor. And I run this prop every single day. If you look at this prop right now, there's almost nowhere. This prop has over 100 hours on it. And a lot of that is in Louisiana, of course, because I spent a lot of time over here, but it has over 100 hours on it and it looks almost new. I have a prop that's in my truck at home. That prop has about 600 hours on it. It was the one that I had for years, and I ran that on this Texas skiff pretty much since I started running my Texas skiff. In 600 hours, I promise you I can stick it on anybody's boat right now, and it'll perform. That's hard to say about a lot of equipment. 600 hours, I mean, that's an outlier. But it's an outlier because the way I set my boat up, there's nothing below the bottom of the boat. I mean, nothing. And for a stretch, I could get my jack plate and my motor 15 inches above standard jack plate height the way I was set up. So there was zero skeg below the boat when I was operating everywhere I went. Obviously, you get a lot more hours by not beating it on the bottom. We know that. But the durability, and we always have to, perform from time to time. The durability of this is a big selling point for a lot of guys. Many people say, well, your price point's a little high. I always tell them the same thing. This will be the cheapest prop you ever buy in terms of cost. Not original cost, but your actual expenses of operating that prop will be the least expensive purchase you ever have. If this thing outlasts one Bravo and gets to the second Bravo, you've already paid for this. How many Bravos you've torn up over the last few years, jumping up and doing things, and the first or second time you try it in hard sand, you've damaged that prop to the point where you're going to have another one. These props don't do that. These props hold up really well, and when they wear, you don't lose hardly any of your hole shot performance. It's possible you might lose some speed, but we don't see a lot of that. But we can really work these props for long terms, and it becomes like a one-time purchase. My opinion, I wish it wore out faster because then, I could sell you more than one. We keep these in a 14. Our 16 pitch has a 14 in the front, a 16 in the aft. We call that our 16. Our 18 has a 16 and an 18. Our 20, 18, 20, and our 22 is 20, 22, or 22, 20, whatever. So we have those pitches. They're very durable. We can hit just about everybody. They're for a purpose. What they make your boat do in terms of how it steers, how it performs in the marsh, how it performs getting up shallow. Everything about the performance and how your boat handles will change with this. And almost all of it except speed is for the better. If you operate in shallow water and you want to be able to turn, back up, get on plane, operate in wind around the docks, this product does all of those things at a high level. We call it hole shot performance propellers because we get performance in all areas. We designed this in a way that we wanted to manage weight. That's why the barrels are smaller, so we keep our mass down. We also designed it in a way for serviceability. A prop company can take this, pretty much any prop company can take this and clean this up. They can rebuild the blades, they can change the cup, and do whatever they want to this in terms of what a normal prop company would service on a normal prop, and you can take it apart and handle it.
Wow, guys, I hope you learned a lot from this episode of Tower Talk TV. It sure is nice to have the confidence of having one of those on your boat. You hope that you'll never need it, but it sure is nice to have it when you do. Thanks for watching this episode of Tower Talk TV. Please hit the thumbs up, the like, subscribe, tell your friends about it. Really helps with the audience.
Please hit the like and subscribe button.